Andrea from CleanTechnica, and I am here with Vienna Textile Lab, the Audience Choice winner and third place winner of Climate Launchpad 2017. So congratulations, we're very excited.
Thank you.
We're very excited to see your company on the list and also to be a winner because, as we said, this is a problem that is not talked about. So if you could tell our audience a little bit about your company and why it's such an important problem such an important solution that you're offering to this large problem.
We're the Vienna Textile Lab, and we produce dyes made from bacteria. And the problem that we're solving is that every day we wear clothes that are dyed with synthetic dyes, even so if they're organic cotton. This is always on your skin. And people are not aware how toxic these substances are and how much they pollute the environment in the making. And so we try to offer and have a different angle to it. Natural dyes have been around for thousands of years. Mankind has used them. But we wanted to have another twitch, something small like bacteria on it. And this is what we're presenting. This is our business.
I loved that when you had your pitch for the team, your bacteria was part of your team.
Superhero,
The blue superhero of your team. So I know that it's a proprietary process, but if you could explain maybe just very in simple terms how you get the color from the bacteria, because I know there's indigo dye and there's henna and there's beets for color, but how do you make that happen with bacteria?
It's actually a sad story, but maybe you would want to tell it.
It's quite simple. We grow them, we kill them, and we extract the color. It's that simple.
And so you said your other partner went around the whole world finding these different bacteria. So there's bacteria everywhere,
yes, exactly.
right? So how do you find which ones work? I'm sure it's quite a trial and error process.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
He's been doing that for, I think, over 15 years.
Yes.
And he's very passionate about bacteria. And he's been even when he was collecting them, he wrote down where he found it. And he would check out how much color this stem would produce. And and we just met him by accident. Actually, Bettina found him, and it was so amazing because he's Austrian. And when we met, he was not sure if we're competitors or not. But when he realized that we're doing textiles, he was just, I'm on the team, I'll support you. And that was really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really fantastic. And so maybe we could speak just a little bit to the larger problem, right? So your opening shot was all these different colors in rivers and in streams, and if you could explain just a little bit to our audience about how that happens. Like we have the clothes and we use the dyes, and then why is the textile industry not held accountable for this waste? Why are we still using chemicals? That type of thing.
Actually, these are shots from an article that was made in China about the pollution of Chinese river. And as you know, in China, there's a lot of textile industry there.
You said 50% of global industry.
22% and 50% of the textile dyeing companies are in China. And what happens is that they just let the pollutants out into the rivers, and then, for instance, as you saw, there was just a river that was blue, but not blue because it was blue and nice, but blue because it's full of, for instance, the dye for the jeans. So, and nowadays the regulations in China are changing, but still, I mean, to clean up the sewage from this type of toxic waste is costly. So this is an alternative that we are offering.
Yeah, and I think the other thing to kind of bring it back to the clean tech side is, yes, it's a pollution, it's bad for humans, it's bad for wildlife, but also the other dyes that people are using are petrochemical based, right? So that's where some of your carbon impact, that's where the most of the carbon impact comes from.
Actually, I'm pretty excited about this because that's why I studied chemistry.
Right.
But maybe you too. Yeah. So it was really like, it's so colorful. But on the other hand, when crude oil was discovered a few years later, they started to create dyes from crude oil, and it was exciting for all chemistry. And then they created more and more and more. And it also, what happened is that everybody had access to all type of colors. Before that was not so democratic. So I mean, there was this change with industrial revolution, but now we're in a different phase of mankind. So we should think. It's not only about, yes, we can synthesize everything, but this is about, okay, are we using our resources wisely? Because why should I use crude oil for my clothes?
Yeah.
Why should I do this? I should probably use it for something more that I use longer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That has an endurance and not something I throw out in a year.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have the waste issue from
Yeah.
fast fashion and disposable clothing. We have the ecological impact of rivers and streams and wildlife and humans on our skin, and then also the carbon impact. So it's really an amazing win-win-win for everyone. So in your presentation, you said you have customers in Austria already, and then hopefully beyond.
Yeah.
What's your plan now that you've won? You go to the accelerator, and then.
A big thank you to the Amsterdam Textile Lab, which gave us the idea, and we're happy to supply them dyes when needed. And also there are other textile labs all over Europe. So that was actually the original idea, that we supply them with more dyes, because they're just designers and they're not really chemists. And we're not fashionistas, but we are engineers, so we can do this.
Very good, very good. And when does the accelerator start? When does the Climate Kick accelerator start?
I guess so. There was just one round now starting.
Okay.
So I assume it's the one that is starting in March.
Okay.
But we haven't heard.
So you have some time to get ready and
Yeah.
prepare and relax maybe after this event?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Get some sleep.
Yes, get some sleep.
Get some sleep, yes. Awesome. Well, thank you again so much. It's really fascinating. I'm really happy you folks won. I think it's a very cool, very impactful project, and I wish you lots of success.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you for your time.